Get into it. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. Clock, clock, yeah. Typically music. Neon signs glow. Brick wall behind me. Headlines loud, but they never define me. They rush the story, skip the proof. I slow it down, let it show the truth. Files on deck, read every line. Timestamps matter, so does time. If it don't fit, I don't force the frame. Ask one question, whole story change. No fear my voice, no need to shout. Paper speaks when you read it out. If the math's off, I'll circle twice. Truth ain't loud, but it ain't nice. Yeah. Read it again. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Read it again. They sell a narrative if I sell receipts. Courtroom quiet, but the pages speak. Word for word, no added spin. Let it stand, yeah. Let that sink in. Screenshot save, timelines tight. Missing pieces keep me up at night. If they say alleged, I say why. If they say case closed, I say try. No rush here, we do it right. Truth don't bend for the likes of hype. If you came for noise, you in the wrong spot. This is evidence, this is crime o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Stay with me. This isn't background noise. This is pattern recognition. This is documents. This is crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Say it with me now. Crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Typically unique. It's crime o'clock. Yeah. If you're here, you're early. If you're listening, you're paying attention. Show starts now.
Welcome back to Crime O'Clock on Typically Unique. Hello, everybody. Happy, what's today? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hello, Blue Devil. Hello, Sleuther. Hey, peeps. Thanks for clocking in, you guys. We're going to talk about Caden Young today, what happened to him, Emma and Demetrius, and my thoughts about, in my opinion, how I feel like things are starting to be connected with the possible motive that I feel is going on in this case or had gone on in this case. So that's my thought for today. Hey, Italian girl. Hello, hello. Let's see. Carl Thomas, Bookend Deaths of Hudson Lindo and Caden Young. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we got a new frat that's entering the chat. That's entering the chat, like figuratively. Another frat to talk about. Oh my gosh. Now I'm like drawing my blank. It's Kappa Lambda, Alpha Kappa Lambda, Alpha Kappa Lambda. And remember the famous quote by one of the parents saying, could somebody be the alpha? I need somebody to step up and be the alpha. So the frat that Caden belonged to was Alpha Kappa Lambda. So was his buddy that got the police interrogation at his house when Caden had overdosed. And I just think it's interesting. When you look up Alpha Kappa Lambda, it'll say Alpha Phi chapter or something like that. So like that's I don't understand how that works. Many fraternities do that. It's like they're under some bigger name, or there's branches. Are there different branches of Alpha Kappa Lambda, and they're in the Alpha Phi one? Yeah. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Jenna, Song of the Siren. Hey, Beach Babe. Hi, Jessie Lynn. So I'm just going to start off real quick with my backyard dilemma that I got going on. So this is what I caught this morning. It's pretty funny. And then it was funny until I went out and laughed. I mean, yelled, sorry. Went out and yelled. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a hard time like getting everything, like getting my yard just taken care of this summer for this, for the summer, because that's the wrong thing. The weather, man, it's just not getting hot enough. It's raining. So I'm working on it. That's what I do every day when, I try to do when I get off my live. So I'll just show you this real quick. What did I name it? Squirrel feeder. There it is. Hopefully it's going to show up. So I have this really tall bird feeder post. I think a raccoon broke off one part of it. No birds have eaten at this bird feeder yet, but yet I'm feeding the squirrels, you guys. I'm just feeding the squirrels with my bird seed. He was all upside down, head all in the bird feeder. Oh my gosh. And then after I shut it off, I went over and yelled at him and he ran away. So I think that thing is serving no purpose. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind them running around, although we have the little chipmunks and they are like, I fear I have to do something because they are burrowed all over my house, like all around it. I'm like, oh my God, what damage are they doing? Crazy. Okay, so I'm going to start with something that I shared on one of my lives, talking about Brian Koberger and why Brian Koberger. And I still stand by it, but I'm kind of like tweaking it and changing things as I go. So this was probably a good month ago when I shared this. So remember, at the very, very beginning, everybody said, not everybody, Chief Fry stood at the podium and said, we don't know if the house is the target or the victims are the target. And I'm still not, I keep going back and forth. Like it makes sense that Kaylee's the target because of her injuries, but then I feel like Xana and Maddie would be the target because of their parents being in trouble. And then we've got all this suspicious stuff going on with Ethan. So does it all get connected somehow? I don't know. So I'm just going to say the house. So I don't know who in the house, right? And this is my thinking. So then, over here, I made a little note that it wouldn't be the entire house because Dylan and Bethany were not killed. So it can't be like something's going on with this house and every single person in the house is responsible. So we're taking out everybody because they were not killed. Dylan and Bethany were not killed. So it's definitely something going on in that house, some people in that house. And I think this is the reason right here with drugs. That's just my personal feeling. Everything I'm doing on here is speculating, allegedly. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So I'm going to go deeper today into I don't know, a little bit deeper into more of the connections that I feel. So definitely have the frats. And remember, I talked about Alpha Kappa Lambda being Caden Young's fraternity. And I found a news article in 2008, which I know was a long time. And actually, it was in Washington State University's branch of Alpha Kappa Lambda almost got kicked off the entire campus. Like they almost shut the whole thing down because 2 guys in that fraternity got arrested for drugs, like selling, dealing, using. Like that fraternity got in so much trouble. This was 2008 over at Pullman, over at WSU. However, they did not get completely shut down because they always have a good lawyer. And they claimed that all that activity that was involved in that was like off campus. So yes, they were fraternity members, but they said, all that was away from the house. And this is typical. We've seen the alleged attack on a woman over at Moscow, University of Idaho. And there was another incident that the fraternity just took care of themselves. They don't even tell the police. And that's exactly what Alpha Kappa Lambda did in 2008 at Washington State University. They knew the 2 guys. They claimed they kicked them out of the fraternity even before the police knew. So that's interesting. So the fraternity knew that they were dealing drugs and kicked them out of the fraternity, and then they got busted by the cops, something like that. I just bring that up because it's pretty clear. The Tau Deltas at the University of Idaho, we can literally hear Van Leuven, I believe it is, when he's interviewing the Sigma Chi guys, pretty much blame the Delts for being involved with drugs, right? Now we've got Alpha Kappa Lambda, we've got Alpha Phi and the Pi Beta Phi sororities being on probation. So we can only assume that or think that maybe that's the reason. All right. So then I think that, I don't think the fraternity college students did the killing. I think that it's, what's the word I want to use? More sinister people that are more evil, that are used to having to do horrible things in that world to punish people, to what's the words I'm looking for? You know what I mean? Like rough people up, right? Rough people up. I mentioned the parents. We know for sure that Maddie's, was it Xana's mom and Maddie's stepmom, that's how it went, I believe, had both been in trouble. We know how that goes. When you get in trouble, you get flipped. You get flipped into a confidential informant, or you get lesser charges because of you give them information. Give us some information. We'll take it easy on you. I'm just pulling up my chat on my phone so I can see what you guys are saying. And let me, I gotta go over here. We'll show this one. The Spark. Drug trafficker Emma Bailey's friend Ashlyn Couch moved out of King Road house in May 2022, but linked a new lease. Wait a minute. June 5th, 2022, leaving behind an unoccupied room. Bailey's drug stash. So, hi, Carl Thomas. I'm confused about that. I know that Ashlyn Couch was on the lease. Even in her interview, she said that she lived upstairs. I think she was in Kaylee's room. So I think she's the one Kaylee was communicating with. She had lived in Kaylee's room. Over the summer, Kaylee lived in Xana's room. Ashlyn was supposed to come back, and then at the last minute, she decided not to. Kaylee said, "Hey, can I move into your room?" She said, "Yes, I'm not coming back." Then we have Kayla McConkey from Boise, Idaho, friends with Kaylee and Maddie. She spilled all kinds of tea in her interview, which I'm going to write out the FOIA for that interview today and send that in. I really want to see all the information she had. In the book, it said that Sophia Whitehead was currently on the lease for that 6th room. Don't understand why we have to have confusion with every single thing in this case. That's really interesting that Ashlyn Couch, I keep hearing people say that. She said so. Ooh, I'd like to, if anybody can find the clip of that, I would love to see that. Do you guys want to hear something crazy? You want to hear something crazy? So, just for the description of the show, like when you set it up in StreamYard, you got to give it a title. And I didn't always used to fill out the description, but that is one of the things that I will use AI for, because I can go into like ChatGPT and say, "Hey, today my live show is going to be about, Emma and Demetrius and Caden, and I'm going to talk about these things. Write me a description, blah, blah, blah." And it does a really good job. When I did that, I didn't put Emma's name and I didn't put Demetrius's name. And when it gave me the description, it wrote Demetrius Couch. Can you believe that? It wrote Demetrius Couch. But that is, I did look it up. I was like, "Ooh, what's this?" So I Googled Demetrius Couch, and it's literally a sofa, you guys. It's like literally a couch called a Demetrius. I thought that was so funny. Good people, yeah. Hey, Sarge. So let's see what you have to say. The posing of the bodies, wounds that reflect art on Dylan's walls, and a description that eventually has eyebrows in it, as well as posing of the bodies. Covering victims were dealers. So I look at it, it's so interesting that you wrote it that way, because we don't know what the mark was on them. Like they said, signature wounds. So you're looking at it as art, and I'm looking at it as a gang sign or a message symbol or something like that, right? So we're looking at the same thing two ways. The posing can have different meanings, right? I did look that up one time, but I'm not prepared to talk about it today. Like I looked up the whole princess pose and like the meaning of that. That's a good idea for me to get into next time. The posing and all of that, like the meanings behind it, because yeah, I see what you're saying, that if it's personal and it's just someone in the house, we can connect those things back to the eyebrows. That came so late in her interviews. Like I don't know if that was inserted by law enforcement. She didn't say eyebrows right away. I believe it was a couple interviews in before she actually even said that. Um, yeah, but I see what you're saying. I think we're just looking at it with two different, and I'm not saying, I think everybody had a job. I think she had a job. Um, but I don't think that, I think it was more like information of where everybody was that night and maybe access to the house, communication, maybe things with their phones. I don't know, things like that. Hey, G Bean. Yeah. And so I'm going to go back here. The people that knew them would be, you know, people in the frats, people in the house that are connected to the frats, Dylan, her boyfriend, whoever else she's connected to. Those are my thoughts. And then how is Ellie involved? I was watching, Lana has covered, like, to me, I think, yeah, there's got to be someone at MPD, and it doesn't mean the whole entire force. And Lana's been doing that whole WSU connection, which is super interesting. She has all the finances about the drugs that they confiscated and matching up the money, and things don't match and all of that. So I don't know if if they were confiscating things and like putting it back out on the street. I mean, I don't know. Were they just protecting the house? I know that drug cartels do not operate without paying off the government, law enforcement, things like that, right? Was this a protection fail? Right? Especially after I watched Birdie and Lana go through that body cam, the Banfield footage, and how they were out there, and the University of Idaho having that grant funding and doing those patrols 2 times a year. I told this to Carlos the other night. I'm like, yeah, they did these special patrols 2 times a year. Guess what one of those nights was? And he just kind of looked at me. I'm like, yep, November 12th, 2022. That's the one night they decided to go out and do these patrols. So protection fail on accident. I mean, it would be pretty crazy to have these cops out there that night in the area with body cam patrolling and have this happen under their nose. I mean, they would look like such idiots if that happened. That would be horrible. That'd be so embarrassing. So, do they not want that to be found out? Were they protecting the house on purpose? I don't know. Another big one. This is probably more right here. We have so many stories all over the country of confidential informants. I've shared some stories about confidential informants going badly. And there's rumors about a confidential informant being in that house. So was there an epic fail with that? Something, because there's too much. I'm only saying all of this because they won't release the entire case file. They have hidden, and I'm just going to use the word hidden, interview information that is not personal information. It is not phone numbers and addresses and health information. It is basic case related information that they just don't want us to hear, and I don't think that's legal. Like I don't think that's legal. Um so I don't every time I start talking about this part of the chart, I feel like, oh my God, hesitant about talking about it. But I can't, because they've redacted the heck out of the documents. They've silenced the videos. It's just ridiculous. Hey, Tony, Molly and crew probably stole the $6,500. Like her and that dude tried to steal some other dude's crack stash. I'm not sure which $6,500 you're talking about, but yeah, that doesn't, that wouldn't surprise me. Ashlyn Couch claimed in a May 2024 TV interview she signed the lease on June 5th, 2022. Then, right. Okay. Carl Thomas. So, okay. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just confounded on why the books got someone else saying that it was Sophia Whitehead. Like, why do we always have to have these contradictions in this case? It's crazy. Either contradictions or coincidences. Like when I told Carlos that was the one night that they sent out their 2 teams of undercover police. I'm like that makes coincidence number like 996 in this case. I don't know. That money went for Kaylee's new car. I believe someone said there's a doc providing that Kaylee put that money. Oh, yes, she did put about that much down on the car payment. Yes, yes. Kiki, is that you? Hello, girl. Hello. So good to see you. A beach day sounds wonderful to me. All right. So again, I'm just going to go through this quickly because after I went through all of this, I'm like, okay, so this is where I'm standing on like motive, connections, perpetrators, like why I think this crime happened. And then I was thinking like, why BK? I don't even know if I need to go into that. I'm going to save that part for another day because I'm not talking about Brian Koberger, but basically it was a setup, right? That's what I'm thinking with Brian. Got to have a patsy. All right. So then this was my little brainstorm this morning. We got to make this big. So I just made like this 4 square, and I should have, I'm going to redo this, and I'm going to put BK in the middle and kind of compare him to all of these sections. But so 4 parts to this crime, I believe. Okay. So we got to have the victims in the house. Right. And so I think it's fair to say that they were definitely using drugs in that house. Rumors of a confidential informant in that house. Some of their parents could have been confidential informants in that house. And basically people in that house like were the inside help. They were the inside help, right? Bringing Kaylee back, taking photos in the house. Like there was a time during the night where Dylan took like 12 photos in the house, and that was during the time when she was supposedly alone. I mean, yes, they could have been selfies. communicating. She's got that weird contact on her phone. She's supposedly got a boyfriend that's connected to this world. I mean, many, many things about that. We've got the drug dealers. I believe they're the real perpetrators and they want revenge and punishment. Then we've got the fraternities. So what's everybody's role in this with the fraternities? They're definitely using. And tomorrow we're gonna look at Chris Flaherty was the student in Centralia, Washington, who is the apartment where Caden Young was staying. He was Caden Young's friend. They were both Alpha Kappa Lambda fraternity members. Okay. Hey, Christy. Hi, love Tina. So good to see you. So that interview has a lot of information in it about Emma, Demetrius, the fraternity, where they sold, how they sold. I mean, there was a lot in there. It's going to be too much for today, though. So that's what I'm planning for tomorrow. So definitely the fraternities are using. There's evidence that they were getting it from Emma Bailey. It's literally said in that interview. So they could have been selling themselves or them allowing someone like Emma to come in and sell. And that's what they say on that interview. Also, something interesting, when we watch that interview, they say something about finding a UPS driver identification card. And it was not from Christopher Flaherty, who lived in the home. It was from either Caden or there were supposed to be other fraternity members visiting. He said they never came. I think they did, but they just bolted when the death happened. My opinion, speculating away. But I think that UPS ID is very interesting because if you remember, sometime back at the beginning of this investigation, they talked about wanting video footage or something about a delivery truck. I thought it was UPS, something with the UPS. There was a package, there was something. So just making note of that. The frats could be using, selling, distributing, allowing the distributing to go on in their house. Emma and Demetrius definitely have connections with them. And apparently, like in that Christopher Flaherty video we're going to watch tomorrow, Chris made it seem like Caden and Emma and Demetrius were like close friends. Like they were just kicking it. Like he drove like 80 miles away to go to, where were they? I don't know if they were in Seattle, wherever he drove to go meet up with Emma and Demetrius, 80 miles to go hang out with them. Now, yeah, it could have been to purchase. But so I think what's the frats role? They just keep their mouths shut. They just keep their mouths shut. They know what happened. They know these people. They know the perps. They know what's going on here. Like they all know what's going on, right? They all had weird feelings that night. They all stayed home, supposedly. None of them are coughing up any great information in their interviews. So they've got the code of silence. And then we've got law enforcement that we know they had a drug task force going on. We know they had a special grant. We know they had undercover people out that night. And so my reason for them is that it was some kind of cover-up mistake. For them to freak out and do all this craziness that they did with the investigation. There's got to be some reason. No police department can be that horrible to mess up everything they did. Uh-oh, are we fighting in the chat? We don't need to fight if we disagree. It's 2.5 hours away. Reading your comment, you're talking about her selling the car. All right. Okay, moving on. Done with that. Get that down. Hey, Deb Tutero. Hi, Jessie Lynn. I hope I said hi to you. Who else came in? Good to see you guys. Please take a moment and hit that like button if you would. And we're going to move on to, all right, what happened to Caden? Let me get this stopped. I want this one. All right. If anybody is not familiar with what happened to Caden Young, this article is going to explain it. Get it nice and big. All right. This is the Idaho Statesman with 500 million ads all over the page. And let's look at the date on this. This says Boise and Garden City. U of I students' drug-related death followed chaotic events. Hospital release records show. And so this is April 13th, 2023. Caden Young of Boise. So we need a list of just everybody who's from Boise. Dylan's from Boise, Quinn's from Boise, Sophia Whitehead's from Boise, Kayla McConkey's from Boise. Is Jack Showalter from Boise? Everybody's from Boise. He was revived through CPR and medication and taken to a Washington hospital after potentially using fentanyl-laced cocaine. According to police reports obtained by the Idaho Statesman, he was released less than 12 hours later. I've never looked up like the proper protocol for that. Maybe this will mention it. I don't think they can tell us because of HIPAA, like did he just discharge himself against hospital orders, or did they just let him go? I'm not sure. Tony, I see your comment that Demetrius might not have been her boyfriend, and I'm going to read an article that mentions another girl. So yeah, I started questioning that too. And about 7 hours after that, the 22-year-old University of Idaho student died in his sleep on March 21st, according to a witness. The police reports describe a chaotic series of events at a hotel in Seattle, where Young's two companions summoned emergency responders on March 20th. But they also indicate that nothing out of the ordinary occurred between his exit from the hospital and his arrival at a friend's apartment in Centralia, 83 miles away. So who stated this? The police report. Okay. The incident led to drug charges against the two companions who were with him at the hotel. One, a woman he knew from University of Idaho. The friend who reported Young's death later contacted the woman on behalf of police to try to set up a meeting to purchase drugs. Ooh, you guys, I did not know this. Did they turn little Christopher Flaherty into a little CI? Did they make him do a buy? They told him literally on that interview that they were not going to do that. And look, when they put this in the newspaper like this, now that puts Chris Flaherty in danger. They do not keep these confidential informants safe. They do not keep these confidential informants safe. They I don't know if they're not doing it on purpose, but they do not plan for safety. I mean, saying a friend, come on. If you have 2 brain cells, you can figure out who it is. Right? Oh my goodness. The friend who reported Young's death later contacted the woman on behalf of police to try to set up a meeting to purchase drugs. And they did that so the police could find her. I've watched that Caden Young, I watched the Chris Flaherty body cam footage. No, not that one. I apologize. The second one where they show up to the apartment where Emma and Demetrius are and get arrested. Was Chris Flaherty there? I will pull that up when we're done and we'll look and see, because that's got to be what they're talking about. Love you guys, but not right now. The woman replied on Snapchat. This is cryptic. The friend who reported Young's death later contacted the woman. Oh, it just says he contacted her. Did he send her a Snapchat and her response was, love you guys, but not right now? So up here, it just says that they made the friend contact the woman. So that could have been a Snapchat. And then her response, are they continuing on? It is a new paragraph, so they might be changing topics. But if it's continuing on with the same train of thought, Emma replied, love you guys, but no. So what's not right now? Come on. I'm not delivering right now. I'm not doing a deal with you right now. That's got to be what it is. And maybe that's all it took for them to get her location. They could probably get her location right away. Right, Love Tina? Yeah. Yes, Jessie Lynn. I think it was just a message that he sent and they were able to see his location, so they knew where to go. That must be how they knew where to go. That was super scary working through the situation. This man literally died in Dee's arms. Did they interview? Did they interview Emma, or is this on her Snapchat? We love Caden and I want him to be straight and I want to make sure he rests and is taken care of and understands how serious that was. I want to see him healthy. We love you guys. This is her Snapchat back to him. This has to be the whole Snapchat back to Christopher Flaherty. So the cops have Christopher Flaherty reach out to Emma, and this is her response. Love you guys, but not right now. Who's you guys? Who's you guys? I think it's the other frat people that were visiting him over spring break. I think it was more than Caden that went to go visit him, in my opinion. And you know what? If they flew there, I would check their airplane tickets. Right? So Emma says, love you guys, but not right now. That was super scary working through the situation. This man literally died in Dee's arms. We love Caden and I want him to be straight and I want to make sure he rests and is taken care of and understands how serious that was. So she must not, at this point, she didn't know he had died. At this point, she probably didn't know he died. She just knows that Caden picked him up from the hospital and was back at his house. Interesting. Yes, Jessie Lynn. Yep. The charges got dropped. The charges got dropped. Yep. Let me make sure. I'm on top messages. Let me change to all messages so I don't miss anybody. Hi, Jessie Locks. Young's death was the latest tragedy in a turbulent school year for the U of I. 4 students were stabbed to death in November. Young was a member and former president of Alpha Kappa Lambda fraternity. A journalism student, he wrote for the U of I's student newspaper, The Argonaut, in 2021 and was pursuing his interest in reporting on human rights and geopolitical issues. That was from a Facebook post from the Journalism College. The Office of Fraternity and Sorority Life at the U of I did not reply to the Idaho statement's request for comment. Of course they did not. Of course they did not. They keep everything. It's the code of silence. It's the code of silence. This has understandably been a difficult year for the Vandal family, with the loss of several students since the start of the academic year last August. Blaine Eccles, good old Blaine Eccles. He's the U of I Dean of Students and Vice Provost for Student Affairs. And he said that in a memo to students. Please make sure to take care of yourself and others. As a community, we collectively mourn Caden's death and share our deepest condolences with his family and friends who are most impacted by his passing. According to the reports from the Centralia Police Department, these are the events. Okay, so here's the events. While in Washington on March 16th during a University of Idaho, it was spring break, Young first stayed with a former college fraternity brother in Centralia, the same man who would pick him up from the hospital and take him home the day he died. Now that it would be Christopher Flaherty. Young then traveled to Seattle, where he spent time at a Holiday Inn. There's a reason why they put Holiday Inn in rap songs. Sorry. Young then traveled to Seattle, where he spent time at a Holiday Inn with a 22-year-old Moscow woman and 36-year-old Tacoma man. The hotel manager told police she received a call from the woman asking the manager to call 911 on March 20th. The manager, let's see. Isn't that interesting? Why wouldn't Emma just call 911 from her cell phone? She called the hotel manager and asked the hotel manager to call 911. She doesn't want her cell phone to be used. Hi, Mike. Hi, Amethyst Noir. Chingy. Oh, that's funny. She had the hotel manager call 911. She did not want to call from her own personal, because they would know who it was. They would know who it was. Those cops would have shown up with their sirens blazing, right? The manager and a maintenance worker went up to the room to find Young lying unconscious, vomiting, and blue in color. Wait a minute. Where was Emma and Demetrius? The manager and a maintenance worker? The manager told police the man and woman were freaking out. Okay, so they were there. They were freaking out. The man, so Demetrius, splashed ice water on Caden, slapped him in the face, and performed CPR until the medics arrived. After the medics used low doses of naloxone to revive Young, he began breathing again and became conscious. The police reported that the man and woman seemed emotional, with the woman falling to her knees and the man hitting the wall and saying, "Thank God." Yeah, because they would have been cold busted. Like they would have been caught in a hotel room with the product, with the person who just OD'd on their product. Isn't that crazy? So Emma fell to the floor on her knees and Demetrius started hitting the wall. Police said the man made a statement to an officer confirming that Young ingested fentanyl. Wow. Demetrius confessed, said, hey, he's ODing on fentanyl. At 2:23 p.m., Young was taken to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. What time did this say up here? Sorry. Oh, it doesn't say a time. At 2:23 p.m., Young was taken to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle, where medical staff treated him for fentanyl overdose. The hospital released him at about 2 a.m. So 12 hours. I don't know about this. I would have to look it up. Like what is the treatment for an overdose on fentanyl? This is when Caden OD'd and then got sent to the hospital. And then he's going to go home with Christopher and he's going to pass in his sleep. So the hospital released him 12 hours later. So I don't know if that's standard or what. March 21st, when his former fraternity brother picked him up. So Chris Flaherty went and picked him up. Susan Gregg, director of media relations for the medical center, confirmed to the Idaho Statesman that Young was treated and released at Harborview. She said she could not release further information on his treatment because of HIPAA laws. So she's just saying all they can do is say, yes, he was here and we treated him. They can't say anything more than that. Seven to 8 hours. Okay. I don't know. Maybe he did use again. That would be so insane if he did. Oh my God. Centralia police received Young's medical records from Harborview. When the Statesman requested those records, they were all redacted. Yeah, so you're not allowed to see the medical records at all. The Centralia friend told police that after he picked up Young fell asleep multiple times on the drive back to the apartment and was so out of it that the friend had to guide him because he could not keep his eyes open. Young fell asleep at the apartment at about 4:30 a.m. and the Centralia friend checked on him for the next several hours, according to statements to police. The friend showed police a video he took of Young snoring loudly at 8 a.m. Based on the snore, I recognized it to sound similar to the snorting sound people who were dying commonly did with their last breaths. Oh my God, that's disgusting. Trigger warning, sorry. At about 8:39 a.m., the friend woke and found Young unresponsive. The friend and a roommate attempted CPR before calling 911 at 9:07 a.m. to report that Young was unconscious and not breathing. First responders and police, I'd like to hear that 911 call. I would hope that they walked them through how to do CPR. First responders and police arrived, but they were not able to get a pulse. A preliminary analysis of Young's urine later found that he had fentanyl, benzos, marijuana, cocaine, and alcohol in his system. Holy Toledo. Oh my gosh, you guys. Hi, Michelle. Hi, One Can Leanne. You guys, listen to that. I didn't know that. He had. So wait a minute. The fentanyl was supposed to be in the cocaine. It does say cocaine. Okay. So fentanyl was probably the cocaine was laced with fentanyl. He had benzos. He had marijuana and alcohol. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That's crazy. Police believed the woman who provided drugs to Young in Seattle was a safety concern. You think? And you know what, you guys? Think back to that grant that the city of Moscow had the grant. And this is exactly what it was supposed to be for, I believe. It was supposed to be for safety concerns. Safety concerns. And those undercover cops in Idaho who were out on November 12th were stopping a guy who took a stupid sign from a gas station. That's not a safety concern. They stopped 3 kids in the band field who were walking. Like they were walking through a field, probably on their way home. That's not a safety concern. Do you know what's a safety concern? Finding the drug dealer who you know is going into those houses on your campus. That's the safety concern, right? The police knew that. The police believed. Like they know who she is and they know what she's doing. From Moscow to Pullman to Seattle to Centralia, they all know. Allegedly. I'm speculating. Because she was actively trafficking in cocaine that was laced with fentanyl. Now, she might not have known that because she's getting it from someone else. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's not making this stuff. She's getting it from someone else. That person might be getting it from someone else. And it goes all the way back to Mexico. It goes all the way back to Mexico. You could trace this stuff back to California. I did a show on, what was that guy's name? Redding. The cartel guy that just got arrested this last January. They have huge warehouses in California, and then they fill semi trucks. Like literally, you guys, they fill semi trucks with the product. They drive it from California straight up the freeway up to Washington State and Idaho and all the states along the way. And then it goes to somebody, and then they give, it's sell all the way down the line until it ends up with these fraternity kids. They took measures to track her down immediately. Her license plate was entered into the flock camera system. Ooh, some people like to talk about the flock cameras. And those are really just automated license plate. No, it will actually look inside your car. So it's more than a license plate reader. Like it can see inside your car and see who's driving. So they can see who's driving, track her car, track her phone, do all those things. So using the phone pings, they were able to find her and the Tacoma man, Demetrius, in Des Moines, Washington. Oh, they left town. They left town. Officers arrested them on suspicion of delivery of a controlled substance at 10:05 p.m. March 21st. So look at these cops. Way to go. They found them that night. They tracked them down that night. According to Lewis County jail records, a white substance was found in the woman. Are you kidding me? They know that Caden died. They know that they are going to be so busted. Like they don't think they're going to it's going to get tracked back to them. And she's still driving around with a white substance in her car containing fentanyl. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys, I'm going to take a trip to Vegas sometime soon. Should I try to track them down? I'm going to go undercover in Las Vegas. Hi, Angela Halo. I'm going to go undercover in Las Vegas. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Totally kidding. If anybody's listening out there, I'm just totally kidding. All right. So those are the events of what happened to Caden Young. And I need to find... Oh, wait, we know it was a Snapchat. So I was going to play the Caden interview. Undercover Kim. HBO special coming soon. Oh, that's funny. What else did I have? Okay, let's look at this. So here's I don't know if Sarge is still in here or not. Here is another reason why, and let me check. I've been watching chat on my phone, but here's another reason why I think Demetrius is involved, and why the reason why I think he would be involved is because of drugs, right? It's just logical sense to me. A trench coat, hat, and sunglasses. That's all I need. Actually, no, if I was going to blend in, I might have to look different. Okay, so this is the 1320 camera, I believe, of Linda Lane. And it's at 5 a.m. in the morning. Okay, you guys, 5 a.m. in the morning. So I think the sounds, let me take it down for a second. I think, and let me know what you think. I think the sounds at like that 227, the scream. So think about this. We hear those blood curdling screams, loud noise, and angry. It sounds like angry guys yelling at somebody, like angry, yelling at that time. You've got Kaylee and Maddie frantically calling Jack Decor at that time. I don't know why they called him, but to me, that seems like they're trying to find out, like, what's going on? Oh my gosh. Like, some reason they think Jack's got the information. Like, is it because Jack's house can see her house? Is it because, like, there's literally a bedroom in Jack Decor's house where the window looks straight at 1122. Like, he could look out his window, and did they hear something outside their house? And they're like, hey, what's going on outside our house right now? What's going on outside our house right now? Because they're upstairs in Maddie's bedroom. And then that's when the crime starts, and then it keeps going. I'm not saying that the 4 o'clock hour isn't involved. I think it could all be involved. Like, I think this took a long time. Until everybody was killed, and then they cleaned up. And then how long do you think that would, so by the time that's all over, is 5 a.m. unreasonable to be leaving? I think 5 a.m. is a reasonable time hey, bro, to be leaving that house to get picked up. And so that's what I'm going to show right now. And I don't know why I cannot see this person's like skin color or anything like that, but my gut is that this is a black man. I just don't know why. It's total guessing, total guessing. I think this could possibly be the person that I'm talking about today. Okay, so this is the very end of one of these clips. It's like 4:59. I'm sure everybody's seen this, but you want to watch down in the lower right-hand corner where that bush tree line is. He's going to come walking out of there and stand by the dumpster. He looks like white tennis shoes, jeans. This person would have had to have gone somewhere else. Hey, Paco Jewel. Hi, Turkey Creek gal. Thank you, Jen. So he's waiting 1 minute. I got to go to the next. So that's the end of one clip. That's the 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. clip. Wait a minute. I got to find the 5 to 6 a.m. clip. That's 4 to 5. All right, wait a minute. Here comes the car. $501. I mean, I'm not saying it's D for sure. I could be way off. I have nothing to. I shouldn't even say that, I guess. I don't know who that person is. So I see some of you saying other names. You cannot tell me that this is yet. I need a list of coincidences, you guys. We're gonna do that in a second. We're gonna play a game. You guys want to play? Well, it won't be a game, but we're gonna do something in a minute. We're gonna brainstorm. What's the coincidences that a person getting picked up, standing by a dumpster after a quadruple homicide, the night of a quadruple homicide, gets in a car and says, "That's it. It's done. That's it." That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a popular dumpster, right? Everybody hangs out at this dumpster for sure. Okay, let's take a little break. I did not plan on this, but I think it would be interesting. Let me stop that. Start thinking. I'm going to give you guys some think time, and then we are going to rapid fire all the things that have been coincidences in this case. How many coincidences can we think of in this case? What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to do this. Sorry. Don't put them in the chat yet. Don't put them in the chat yet. How many coincidences? I don't know. Oh, that's horrible. Throw that away. How many coincidences? I'm going to put dumpster guy. 5 a.m. That's just a coincidence, you guys. Okay, now put one idea at a time. In this case, from the Idaho 4, what has happened in this case? The guy yelling, make it right. I don't know that one. What is that one? Let's see. Another coincidence is that there's a white car and BK has a white car. Another coincidence is that the undercovers at Banfield. That's just a coincidence. That's just a coincidence. Oh, how about the chicken guy cutting his hand? Is that a coincidence? The guy, chicken guy, poor guy. How coincidental. You just happened to cut your hand the night of a quadruple homicide. You get how I'm going with this? Everyone in Moscow has a white car. Oh yes, good one, Sweet Pea. Hello, Sweet Pea. The silent footage, the 1112 silent. It's just a coincidence. It just automatically. How about the Linda Lane cameras shutting off? They said and rebooting or whatever they did. The Linda Lane reboot. That's just a coincidence, you guys. The kids at Banfield. Or the runners, right? The runners ducking behind the car. Could be any of that. The server's going down. I don't know if that's true. I did hear that. That was called in as a tip. What else? I got Flow State. I can only see that on my phone. Thank you so much, Turkey Creek Gal. I love those. I wish they would go up on the screen, not just the chat. Thank you. This is a flow state. Oh, they were all asleep. Yeah. Oh, the dumpsters got emptied. When did they get emptied? The day before or the morning of or something like that? Oh, yes, Blue Devil. That's a good one. Oh, Kaylee just came back. And also, I believe Maddie wanted to go be with Jake that weekend, but she stayed. Kaylee came back and Maddie stayed. Right? There's so many. The DoorDash order. Oh my God. The DoorDash just, happened to be ordered and delivered at 4 a.m. DoorDash just happened to be at 4 a.m. It's a coincidence that everyone just stayed home and went to bed early. Okay, let's talk about the cops. It's just a coincidence that Brett Payne relabeled everything. It's just a coincidence that Payne, he just relabels all the numbers. Whoops, I can't spell. I can't spell and talk at the same time. The refrigerators. It's just a coincidence that the refrigerators. I apologize if I misspell something. What did they lose? Oh yeah, it's just a coincidence that everybody forgot KG. I don't really know her that well. It's a coincidence that none of these coincidences involve BK. That is a good one. That is a good one. Lindsay Sees. That was a good one. North Carolina Mountain Man. I'm not going to say your name wrong today. How are you? Oh, yeah. Dylan can actually see the killer and doesn't get hurt. That's a good one. Oh my goodness. Curtis Whitman. He just happens to clock out at wasn't it like 4 or something? You said 3:30. The night of a murder. The night of a murder is just a coincidence. There's a quadruple homicide around this time, and he just clocks off work unexpectedly, calls off. That they labeled the first victim and called it the house. I don't know that one. Ooh, Papa Roger's got the sheath details right. Yeah, these are just, all coincidences. It's just a coincidence that Talbot messed up the Blue Star. Was it Blue Star? Whatever that stuff is on the jacket. Just a coincidence on the jacket. It's just a coincidence they couldn't get into Kaylee's phone. I still don't know if they ever got into that phone. Well, I think they had. Well, I don't know. Just a coincidence. Just a coincidence that the contact got added at 4 a.m. Yeah. Oh my gosh. How do we know that, you guys? How do we know that Hunter Chapin's phone is lost or broke? How do we know that? I only heard people saying it. I never heard it from anywhere. That's crazy. Oh yeah. Emily. I know Emily a lot. She Venmo'd Xana at 4 a.m. or 4:15, something like that. Oh, it's just a coincidence that they call the hair the debris. They call the hair the debris. Just a coincidence. These are good ones. Just a coincidence that Dylan looks out the window as soon as she gets down to Bethany's room and sees a black truck, right? Black truck. Oh, yes, that's a good one. The cheating text messages. Those are just coincidences. Yep. I wonder where Demetrius and Emma's whereabouts were that night. The necklace, are you talking the necklace on Xana's desk? I don't know that one, Love Tina. How about we just say, so what are the things that weren't taken into evidence? The hair, the broken bracelet is what I'm thinking of that was downstairs. What else should they have taken into evidence? You said there, Steve G going to the hospital. Oh my God, that's a good one. Okay, so necklace in Xana's room. Oh my God, you guys, the ladder. It's just a coincidence that a ladder was leaning against the house for like 18 well, now it's been how many years? Yeah. Oh yes, it's just a coincidence that Jack D does not remember the phone call. Oh yeah, it's a coincidence that the Alexa is missing. Sluther, it's just a coincidence that Dylan's deaf and hears nothing. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. They did take the Crocs. I have photos of that. They did take the Crocs from the laundry room. Oh, a coincidence that Showalter's mom is a prosecutor. Yeah. Do you guys want to hear a crazy coincidence? Do you guys want to hear it? Are you ready? I got to take this down for this because someone just brought up Jack Showalter. Are you ready? I was searching information about Jack Showalter because I read something about his girlfriend. Like someone was talking about like he had a serious girlfriend. And so he wasn't like out socializing with everybody. He was always with his girlfriend. And I'm like, wow, that sounds like a pretty serious relationship. Who is his girlfriend? So I looked it up. Here, I'm gonna show you. I looked it up and it said her name. I don't know. Let me see if I saved it in my drive. Let me see first. You guys, her last name was Singh. And the medical examiner's name was Veena Singh. Where's my videos? Where'd it go? There they are. Veena Singh, Michelle Singh. That's the same last name, Sluther, as the medical examiner. The medical examiner. So we'll add that to our list of coincidences. And here I'm going to try to see if I saved this stuff because I gotta prove it to you. Oh no, I didn't put it in there. Let me see. Is it here? Nope. All right, I'll do it the way I did it. Let me show you. I'll do it the way I did it when I was looking. So do this. Stop sharing. We'll go here. We're doing this live. We're doing it live and we're doing it together. But anyways, Michelle Singh was a really good golfer. She was on the golf team. At one point, she was on the golf team at I'm not sure if it was WSU, but it was a Washington University. And then she was a golfer at the University of Idaho. So I'm wondering if after the murder she left. I'm not real sure about that timeline. But she was on the golf team. If it's the right person, if this is the right person, when I saw Sing, I was like, oh my gosh. What's the coincidence? What's the odds, right? What are the odds? Another coincidence. And so her dad looks Indian. He does. Sing. So Jack, why didn't I save any of this stuff? I already did this. I'm usually really good about saving stuff. Girlfriend. I am so mad at myself that I didn't find any of this, but I wasn't planning on sharing any of that today. So instead of wasting your time watching me search for this stuff, I will go back to, I just did this yesterday. So I will go back and find everything I found, and then I will share it with you. Coincidentally, Steve G predicted genealogy would solve the case. Oh, Sleuther, you sent it to Discord. Thank you so much. Let me get that. I'm going to grab it right now. I do have a photo of, where did I save that one? Maybe I put it, I have so many folders. Maybe I put it in here. Bracelet. Tapestry sheath. I'm looking. Because I also found another connection. So while I was looking for Jack Showalter's girlfriend, and then I went down the Venus Singh, Michelle Singh connection, trying to do that, I stumbled upon an event that Venus Singh was at, and hosting it, presenting at, on a committee for, something like that. And guess who else was on that committee? Somebody with the last name Talbot. I cannot. Oh, where did you put it, Jen? Did you put it like links? Let me see. Nope. Mods? Nope. Personal chat? Is this it? Oh, okay. Yeah, this might be what let me see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I had younger photos of her when they were like together. I'm so mad at myself right now for not finding it. Let me check my phone. Let me see if they're on my phone. Unless I dreamed it. Did I dream it? I don't think I dreamt it. Who's this? Nope. So I will add those to my list though. The Sing Showalter connection is interesting, isn't it? Possible. Very interesting. I am sure there are so many more coincidences in this case. If you think of more, you could put them in the comments under this video later. You know what? I will start a little section on our Discord. We could put coincidences in there. I think this is an important list because no case has this many coincidences. I'm sorry. Yeah. Crazy. Okay, so we talked about Demetrius. We watched that footage. I have a couple articles about Demetrius. Is this the one I read? So we started with Caden Young. Oh, am I sharing this? I don't know if I'm sharing this. Nope. This is a link I will put in our Discord under, we have a section for after the show where you can discuss the show that we have today. And I'm going to put a link to this article. It's about, which one is it? Is it this one? What is this? Hold on. It's that one. Wait, it does not say his name in this. This is the one from the Alpha Kappa Lambda fraternity getting in trouble a long time ago. What's the date on this? Yeah, 2008. Okay. $2,008. So that's the one I told you about where the frat almost got like completely kicked out. Just to show the history, right? Like just to show the history, they didn't of drugs in these fraternities. Oh my God, I think this is funny. Let me see. Okay, so I told you they kicked the guys out. So the chapter's expulsion of the 3 men after their arrest was evidence that its officers did the right thing. They expelled the men before the university even knew what was going on. The chapter did its job. So they're like praising the fraternity. They did their job. I don't know if it's this one. It's that one. There we go. Okay. So, and then it goes on to say the Student Conduct Board differed. In addition to the drug cases, the board punished the chapter for providing alcohol to underage students and other violations of the rules. In its report, February 21st, the board said the fraternity's president had been not entirely truthful in its testimony. Oh my gosh, get out of here, you guys. The fraternities would never lie. An example was given regarding the charge that the chapter had furnished alcohol to minors. So of course they're going to lie about that, right? So they had photos of that. So they got busted for the alcohol thing because they had photos posted online. Smith had posted a $50,000 bond and was released, but police learned in January that Smith had put new photos of himself on his Facebook page, including one that appears to show him smoking marijuana at a ski resort with his dated lift ticket in full view. I mean, look at these kids. Some of these kids act like they're so like They don't care. They're in that, they're entitled. Others showed duffel bags full of cash with captions thanking WSU for being so good to them. Oh, this is back in 2008, and these are fraternity members, and they are being sarcastic about how the university must have went lenient on them. Isn't that crazy, you guys? That's crazy. Hey, Margaret, good to see you. What are you guys signing? Oh, the petition. Oh, we used to have that, and then I changed the Discord, you guys. So things that I used to have on the Discord probably got deleted. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, now back to Demetrius. This is a Justia US law website. I gotta make this. Can I make this full screen? Ooh. Can I make it bigger? Nope. This. Nope. Oh. This is the state of Washington versus Demetrius R. Robinson, December 19th, 2019. Okay. So this is something that he was charged with, and Demetrius is appealing. So he was convicted in 2019 for a 4th-degree assault and a 2nd-degree assault. Okay, you guys got to hear what he did. This is kind of a crazy story. Okay. So I'm just going to go down to what happened. So July 7th, 2018, Mr. Robinson spent the afternoon with Bright Johnson. Look at that first name. I like that first name, Bright Johnson. And they were drinking beer, and they were spending time at 2 different apartment complex pools. Later in the evening, the two joined several other friends and acquaintances and went to various private parties around Pullman. The group eventually returned to the indoor pool area located at the Campus Commons apartments on the early morning of July 8th. So right away, I'm not sharing this with you, sorry. Right away, you should notice the connection. So is this another coincidence, you guys? Pool parties. Demetrius is just hanging out at pool parties, you guys. Now, these pool parties he was at are at Washington. I just realized someone had given me a donation a long time ago. Let me look. And I know I said thank you at the moment, but probably not enough. Who was that? Was that Jen 7S, one of our mods, $4.99 for the FOIA fund. Thank you so much. Appreciate donations. Thank you. All right. So yeah, this is going to get interesting, and this is going to show what Demetrius is like. Okay. Mr. Robinson had plans to meet up with his friend, Madison Geidel. I don't know how to say this. I'm going to say Geidel. Do you think she's just a friend? Do you think she's just a friend? Christina, that's what I'm thinking. Did Brian meet Demetrius at a pool party? Was he dealing at these pool parties? When Miss Geidel arrived at the pool and saw Mr. Johnson, she retreated to her car and called Mr. Robinson, who came outside. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a Johnson and a Robinson. All right. When Miss Geidel arrived at the pool and saw Mr. Johnson, she retreated to her car and called Mr. Robinson, who came outside. Miss Geidel informed him that the night before she had been at a party where Mr. Johnson groped her and that seeing him was giving her a panic attack. So Madison and Demetrius are friends, supposedly. Madison comes to this party. She don't like this dude Johnson. He was groping her the night before. So Demetrius comes outside to handle it, right? Miss Geidel left, and Mr. Robinson, who was visibly frustrated, returned to the pool area to find Mr. Johnson eating Mr. Robinson's food. You guys, this is crazy. The guy, Mr. Johnson, who groped Madison. So he's already got people mad at him. He's already got the girl mad at him. And now Demetrius is going to be so pissed because this guy's just eating his food. He's just eating his food. North Carolina Mountain Man. I've heard people talking about it like that, like the Joker. And I think they think that because it's been described as ear to ear. But I always thought it was under the neck. But we would have, I mean, I could go look. I will look. Let me make a note to myself and see if anything from the autopsy notes that we got, if it says anything about that. I kind of think it doesn't. Maybe the book does. Maybe the book does. Mr. Robinson angrily confronted Mr. Johnson about eating his food, and Mr. Johnson got into the hot tub. Mr. Robinson kicked a selfie. Are these people so messed up on drugs that they're just like eating people's random food? So Demetrius kicked a cell phone charger into the pool and then told Johnson to go get it. Johnson goes in the pool. He had a hard time getting it. Demetrius starts kicking him, hitting him. The guy gets out of the pool, sits on the edge of the pool. Demetrius starts punching him and kicking him again. Then the guy runs. He's running along the pool. He jumps back in the hot tub. Demetrius catches up to him and holds his head under the water. This is what these pool parties are like. Fight at the pool party. Johnson managed to get away while he was holding his head under the water. Finally, two people tried to like help. So two people tried to help, but then they're like, no, we're just going to sit here and pull up our pool chairs and watch. Like this was entertainment. So then Demetrius starts pacing around the hot tub. Like he's got this guy cornered in the hot tub. He's walking. Are you guys getting a visual of this? He's walking around the hot tub. So Demetrius throws a chair at the guy. Demetrius, wait a second. Demetrius takes off his belt and starts whipping the guy with his belt. This is crazy. What's going on? Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Then Demetrius just empties out his pockets and he just jumps into the hot tub. Like the The guy gets, so then once Demetrius gets in the hot tub, the Johnson guy gets out of the hot tub, runs away, runs smack into a column, falls down, and then Demetrius keeps kicking him and hitting him while he's on the ground. And he kicked him in the head. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of guy that would be able to inflict wounds. I mean, these are like disgusting wounds onto somebody. Right? Let's see. Yeah, Demetrius is doing this to another guy. Demetrius is doing this to another guy who messed with his woman. Yeah, who messed with the girl. Right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So the entire episode from the time from the time Demetrius hit the other guy to when the other guy finally escaped was 8 minutes. This was 8 minutes. So he gets arrested for it. I don't know if it says what his sentencing was, but he then tried to appeal it. So he's been in a lot of trouble. And we're going to look at Emma. Let's look at Emma, you guys.
Mom,
You've had something.
some?
Yeah, you've had some.
Not enough to drive.
Okay. Hop out for me, would you?
Okay.
So the reason I ask is I can smell odor of alcohol coming from inside the
Right.
car, okay? So I want to make sure you're okay.
You guys, this is one of the most classic video clips related to the Idaho 4 case. Not enough to drive. This is a good one. This is Emma Bailey getting pulled over for a DUI. Now, what is this doing?
11, 2012, 1000.
Here we go.
How much have you had to drink tonight, Emma?
Mom,
You've had something.
some?
Yeah, you've had some.
Not enough to drive.
Okay. Hop out for me, would you?
Not enough to drive.
So the reason I ask is I can smell odor of alcohol coming from inside the
Right.
car, okay? So I want to make sure you're okay to drive.
Of course.
So I can't tell if it's
I was
you
driving
or if
to
it's them
Emporium.
that's been drinking,
Right.
right? I see you're wearing a wristband. Where's the wristband from?
Emporium.
From
Timber.
Timber. Okay.
We're going from Emporium right now.
Okay. Have you had any alcohol
I
tonight?
have
Okay. How much have you had to drink tonight?
1 beer
How long ago?
at like 8, 9 p.m.
Okay.
at Timber here. And then
Okay.
I was driving them to Emporium, and then we came back to Timber to get their car.
Okay. Would you mind doing some voluntary field sobriety tests
Of
to make
course,
sure you're
yes.
safe to drive?
Yes. 1000.
Okay, you guys. She, in my opinion, is not stupid. She is not stupid. And I know we've probably all seen this whole pullover and everything, the whole entire thing, but this just shows, I mean, she seemed pretty wasted when she got pulled over, like not enough to drink, but then look how quickly she looks like, okay, I know how to handle this. Like she starts talking more straight. Of course, I'm sure she's going to screw this up. I'm not saying she's not drunk, but she knows how to handle these situations. Hi, Mary Holt. Oh no. Have a great day. Have a great day. Yes, Christina. Yes. There's other parts to it though, also. So I'm just going to skim through some of this.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1009. Oh, sorry. My balance is off. 1008, 1010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2014, 2015, 2015, 2016.
You can stop.
You can stop.
I get it. It's a little cold out here too,
My
huh?
apologies.
Oh, get the pocket undone here.
Wait, what did she just do?
Choice, raise it approximately 6 inches off the ground. You're going to keep your toe pointed so your foot's flat to the ground. And you're going to look at your toe and count out loud 1001, 1002,
These are so
1003,
ridiculous.
and so on until I tell you to stop.
Okay.
During this one, I want you to look down at your toe, count as instructed, arms at your side, and keep your legs straight.
Okay.
Do you have any questions on that one?
No, just until you stop.
Yep.
Okay.
Give me just a second here. Which leg are you going to raise up?
My right.
Okay. You may begin.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
They're making her do it again. Oh my God, I'd be so tired.
A while to come down from where
So if we have a sober driver at our home, can we go get her?
Wait, I want to show her. Is she in the cop car? Do they show her in the cop car? Because I thought she made a phone call. She makes a phone call to somebody that I think is very telling.
No, yeah.
So wait till morning,
Okay.
like around
These
9
are
or
the
10.
passengers that she had in the car.
It's going to take you guys a while to come down from where
So
you're at.
if we have a sober driver at our home, can we go?
Here so it doesn't get towed tonight.
Okay, thanks.
Okay?
So it just stays here until I figure it out? Or?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Let me move the car and give you the keys.
Okay. I thought you were just going to bring him over.
That's fine. You're fine.
All right, come on out. We're going to go right in those double doors right there. Watch your step on the curb. Come around on your left side.
Sorry.
You're okay.
See the doors at the end there?
Yes.
We're going to go to the door on the right.
Okay.
So this is a little pass-through room. You're going to hang out in there, and I'll come around to the other side. I'll see you in just a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Can be used against you in juvenile court
Okay,
prosecution.
That's what I had a question on, the juvenile part. What did you bring that up for? Or
Well, it's part of the rights. So I read
if I'm a juvenile.
right. So
Okay,
I
I just
read
didn't understand that part. My
Yep.
bad.
that way for me. So I will explain to them that you're under
I don't
arrest.
understand all the words and everything.
This is why I say she's smart, you guys. This is why I say she's smart, because every time an officer talks to her about her rights or the laws or anything, she is, I don't understand. Can you clarify? What does that mean? What is that? So that when she gets a lawyer, in my opinion, she would probably go down the route of, well, I didn't understand that, or, just causing these issues. I think that's what I think she's doing that intentionally. I thought that it must not be this video, but there is a video of her. Oh, I see the hearts going. Thank you guys. There is a video. I don't know if it's this one. It must be another one where she's in a cop car and she makes a phone call either to a friend or a sister or somebody, and she tells them to go to her house. She has a safe, take out the money to, like, there might be this one, to bail herself out Like, it sounds like there's like packs of money in there. And she tells the girl, take something for yourself. Like, because this girl's doing her a favor. Like this girl, Emma, she is in this world. She knows what she's doing in this world. And they are conniving. They are, I mean, maybe it's not conniving is the right word, but they just know how to finagle and work things, right? Streetwise. Yeah. Yep. 30,000 in the safe. So you guys do know what I'm talking about. Yeah, these have been around for a while for sure. Just real quick, if you are enjoying the show, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. If you haven't, I appreciate it.
I will do my best. They're really good at answering your questions.
Okay, I just didn't understand what the question I didn't understand what it was.
It's okay.
I didn't.
When the court decides that you are to be tried as an adult, you have the right to talk.
Before we do that, we're going to. Do you want to switch? Okay.
So we're going to go in here real quick while they get through their part.
Come on out.
Okay. Yes, please.
We're going to come over here. Let him wander in there.
We're just going to switch you guys out real quick.
You want to sit on the
Yes.
Wait a minute. Why do I feel like I should know that guy? Because she just turned around and looked at him. I remember watching this on someone else's show, and there was something about that guy. She's not selling snow cones. Mama's boy, hello. She is the perfect dealer. She fits right in. You know, and that's probably Demetrius's smart move, right? Like, he's not, look at him. He's going to stand out like a sore thumb if he goes on to the University of Idaho's campus into the frats and stuff, right? A 36-year-old guy like that. But here she's a young, pretty girl. She can just fit right in. Yeah. He's probably got girls like that all over the place. Probably. Wait, I want to see where she does the toilet paper move, the tissue paper move. Is it on this one? Yeah, here it is. No, he's there.
Interlocutor attorney at law. I'm sorry, I'm unavailable.
I will.
Please, for at least 1 year.
But right now, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right without cost if you so desire. We're going to do that mouth check again. 46 revoked, suspended.
She's got to do the breathing test. She's got to do the breathing test. Let's see when they put her in the room. I must have missed it. Oh no, because here she's handcuffed. So they put her in the room, and they think because she's handcuffed that she won't be a problem.
Okay. Second one. I'll take your handcuffs off in just a second, okay? He's going to come out and take that chair. And you're going to go in the room there. Get your handcuffs off first. So hang tight right there. Relax your hand for me. There you go. Go ahead and have a seat in the chair. I'm going to grab our paperwork and I'll be right back in, okay?
Thank you.
There it goes. Here she goes. She's got the tissue. She's going down her back. She's grabbing what she needs to grab, and it goes right in the garbage. Cold as ice. You got that right. Cold as ice. So, yep, that's what I mean. Young girl, young pretty girl, but she's chosen the easy way to make money, and she's used to those streets and knows what she's doing. And at that point, you know, or she's at the point where she can like kind of fit into both worlds, I guess, like into the college life with those friends, but then and that's what they look for. That's what they look for. So someone brought up the other night that they were looking into the DoorDash order, and I guess that I don't know if this information is out publicly or if it's just something that maybe somebody got like on as a FOIA request on their own. But looking at the evidence of that there's a question if Molly, like something with two phones or something in the DoorDash order, so that it might have been Molly's account, but then a different DoorDash person. And if you remember back in the day when like Rory and JLR and everybody was out in Moscow, they went to that Jack in the Box and they were asking for the description of the driver. And I'm pretty sure they said it was someone with long, dark hair. So when, you know, if you think back, if you were here at the beginning of this show, I went through like my thoughts of like, who could have possibly been involved in this crime? And if they were involved, like what would their roles be? And to me, Emma would be somebody that is driving, communicating with someone in the house, like maybe girls in the house, or I don't know, more that outside type. And she could have possibly been the actual DoorDash driver. I don't know. Bonnie and Clyde. That's why they call them that. That's why that's their nickname. You got that right. You got that right. Emma can do no wrong. And I think she grew up there, didn't she? Didn't she grow up in that town? I believe so. And I believe her parents lived on Walenta behind the house. Yeah. Yep. Rory had started a new channel that was more about trafficking with women. So yeah, I can't remember the name of it, or I would point you in that direction. But yeah, I really liked that. I liked him too, that whole group. Yep. Yeah, they do live right by there. I wish they would let women run the world, North Carolina mountain man. I wish. Oh my goodness. All right, you guys. So I shared my thoughts, my theories about everything with this case so far. And so I wanted to, I was thinking about this Caden Young and what happened to him, and only because it brought in Emma and Demetrius, and because it verified my feeling about the drug connection. Okay. So that's my thoughts on this. Tomorrow, I want to look at that, more information about that Christopher Flaherty the Alpha Kappa Lambdas. And then we're going to go into Jack Showalter's timeline. If you've been following along, we have done like a complete timeline from the morning, even sometimes the Friday before the night of the murders, all the times of all the events of where just that person was. I did Ethan and Xana side by side. We did Bethany. We did Bethany, Dylan, and I just did Jack Decor yesterday. So I'm going to start working on Jack Showalter's. So thank you for joining me today, you guys. Again, if you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe. If you haven't, please share it out. Share this with people so they can come join our community. Join us in the Discord. Greatly appreciate it. Hey, Kiss Me. You must have probably been gifted one. When you're gifted one, it lasts a month, I believe. Yeah, when you get a gifted membership, it lasts a month. Yep. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you back here tomorrow. We'll be clocking in at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's Eastern time. Clocking out for now. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe. It's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time. Same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Happy to be unique. Yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe. It's free. Come back again. We'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we called it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew, now right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you and me, that's you and me. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.